Hello. Thank you for being so patient with my videos. I've had a very long work week and today is Friday. So I'm gonna celebrate my Friday by making apple martinis. And I'm gonna show you how I make my apple martinis. There's different recipes that you can use. I used to be, well, I still am. I bartend. I used to be a bartender. I did it like in college and I did it for like friends and family and stuff like that. I actually went to like a bartending academy and got a certification and everything. So I do that on the side for fun as a hobby. So I'm gonna show you what I use to make an apple martini. So I have a small tumbler and it has crushed ice in it. It's actually got a lot of condensation on the, oh, I think the ice kind of congels a little bit. I use crushed ice instead of cubed ice because I feel like it makes the drink colder faster, and I also like that I get the little chunks of ice in my drink because it keeps the drink colder for longer without diluting it too much. Like instead of putting an entire ice cube in there, I'll put in, I'll just have like the little ice cube chunks. And the first thing that I usually do, let me push this down a little bit. What I usually do, I start with the vodka first because for me, the vodka is key. My trusty Tito's. As you can see, this has been getting some good use. So usually the pour count or the amount of ounces that you do, the ratio, it's usually 1 ounce of vodka and an ounce and a half of apple martini mix or sour martini mix. But I kind of reverse that. I usually do like 1.5 ounces of vodka, and I'll do 1 ounce of the apple martini sour mix, just because I like a stronger drink. Just as for bartender lingo, an ounce, when you pour when you pour alcohol out of a bottle, you can count to 4 as you're pouring, and that would give you 1 ounce. It's called a pour count. So I'm going to pour and I'm going to count to 6 because 1 ounce is a count of 4. 1/2 ounce is a count of 2. So 1.5 ounces is a count of 6. This is a rough estimation because I don't have a speed pourer on this. I just have the little filter that they have on the top. The speed pourer gives a more accurate count of how many ounces you're pouring. But I'm making this drink for myself, so I don't have to be too accurate. Okay, 6, 1, 2, 3. One thing that I do like in my drinks is triple sec. It's like an orange liqueur. It's similar to the top shelf brand of triple sec would be Contraire. They're all the same thing. It's got a citrus taste to it, and I like to use this because for me, it brings out the sour apple in the apple martini. And I'll usually only use 1/2 ounce of this. So a count of 2 or a count of 3 depending on how I feel. So I'm gonna do maybe a count of 2 or a count of 3. I don't have a speed pourer on this. I have speed pourers. Actually, I might show you after I finish this drink what a speed pourer looks like. This is a sour apple mix. I don't have a preference for specific sour apple mix. Usually whatever I just find in the wine and spirit store, I'll use. And I'm going to do an ounce on this, so count of 4. And I use my spoon to stir it. I don't use the spoon end, I use the stirrer end. I have a strainer. It looks kind of funky. But I use the strainer. I forgot what it's called. I think it's a Julienne strainer, and it's usually used for martinis. It's to be able to pour the drink without getting all those little ice chips that I like, but I still use this. And the good thing about this is that it fits right into the cup. So I have my glass. And I made just enough for the cup. Let's have a little taste. That's a little strong. It's delicious though. Very sour, very sweet and sour, if you can have both. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should show you my mix set. So usually bartenders have a mix set, and what comes in the mix set would be different types of tumblers. So this would be considered a small tumbler. I'll put that here. And I've already shown you the spoon. So there's 2 ends to this spoon. The spoon here, which you can use to muddle things, like if you're making like a mojito, you would use this spoon to muddle the mint, break up the mint. And the other side to the spoon is the stirrer. The stirrer has a rubber tip, and it's got this little braided detail here. I'm assuming this is supposed to enhance the stirring effect. And I've already shown you the strainer. There's 2 different types of strainers. There's this one that you use for usually for like martinis or drinks that are I guess really don't have any type of ice in them. So I have that, and the awesome thing about this is that when you wash it, you can take off this spring and wash it separately. Let me get the other half to my mix set, and I'll show you. Let me just take a little sip. I think think every bartender's mix set is a little bit different, but they have some of the basic components. So I've already showed you the small tumbler. I've showed you the julienne strainer, and I'll put this, I guess I'll put this here so you can still see it. And I've showed you the spoons. So there's another strainer here. That's, I guess you can call it more of a traditional strainer. It doesn't have the spring around the edges. It doesn't have the handles on the side like the other strainer did. And I guess this is basically just for maybe drinks that don't involve ice, drinks that you might want to strain from the ice. It's a strainer. You can use it for whatever you feel is necessary. I'll put it here so you can see it. Another thing that comes in with the mix set, of course, is an ice scoop. This is a miniature ice scoop. I guess this mix set is more for home use, not really too much professional use. Or if it is for professional use, maybe it might be for like a smaller company, a private company, or something like that. Because this mix set is a little bit small. I'll put this here. This, I hope you know what this is. This is a bottle opener. So it's got a nifty finger holder. Oops. I tapped my glass, so that means I should take a drink, right? Nifty bottle holder. Bottle opener, I should say, with some finger grips here. Finger holder. Or it can be, I guess, like a belt holder. If you had one of those clips that you attach to your belt, you can just clip it right here and you'll have it easy access. These are the speed pourers I was talking about. These, basically what you do is you put them in the neck of the bottle and it helps you pour the liquid evenly. There's different types of speed pourers. This is a cheap version. It's plastic. They have metal speed pourers. There's really no right type of speed pourer, at least in my opinion. I like the plastic ones because basically with these is that I find that they're hard to clean. So when the plastic ones get a little ratty or they smell a little off, I just throw them out and buy new ones because they're a few cents. Or you can get like a package of 25 or a package of 50 for a negligible amount of money. I have a couple of more speed pourers here. And I've got a waiter's corkscrew, I guess. This is, I guess, just an all-around waiter's corkscrew. So it's got the knife. If you were opening up a bottle that maybe had like a foil wrapping around the neck, you would use that. It's got a bottle opener here. So you can use this as a bottle opener as well. And of course it's got the corkscrew for anything that has a cork that you need to screw off. Okay, so like I was saying about the corkscrew is good for anything that has a cork. You just put it in, you turn it, push it all the way in, and then you pull it out. And I have a glass. It's a mixing glass for mixing your drinks. You usually fill this up with ice. You mix the drink. You can use one of the tumblers, attach it. If you need a drink that you need to shake, then you use that. This is a big tumbler. If we compare it to the smaller one here, you can see the size difference. So usually if you need to shake a drink, you would use the big tumbler and the glass. You put it here, and then you have the drink and you'd shake it. Shake, 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 shake. Alright, well, that's the end of my show and tell. I hope you enjoyed. And if you make an apple martini, let me know how it comes out. And cheers.